Good morning, bedbreads and sleepyheads, sleepy nights and nighty nights. How is everybody doing today? Oh, wait. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Good morning. I hope that everybody is having a good weekend so far. As you can probably hear, I am very, very tired. And was like, there is no way in hell I'm going to be able to do Signalis today. Like, there's no way. It just ain't gonna happen. That's outside of the realm of possibility here. And hello, Circuit, how are you? So what I figured we would do today is we would do productive streams. A productive stream because it's like, yeah, that's what I need. Thank you, Dub Shadow. I appreciate that. Also, congratulations to Luna D, to Ling, and to Not the Big Boss for first, second, and third, respectfully. Hello, Luna D. Hello, Ling. Hello, Dub Shadow. Hello, Not the Big Boss. Hello, Circuit. I hope that everybody is doing well to the best of their abilities. You sound like you're getting sick. Nope, it is just exhaustion. I cannot bring my normal cadence because I am very, very tired. For context, the game that I'm in, The Culling, shout out to The Culling. Calling, goodness gracious me, why do I keep doing that? The Calling had a meeting today with all hands on deck for those that couldn't make it over the week. So I was there, so I got 3 hours of sleep, went into a meeting that was about an hour-ish long. And then was like, okay, well, time to go back to bed and see if I could still stream. So I slept for another 3 hours and then was like, there's no way Signalis is happening today. I'm glad to hear that, by the way, Circuit. I know that alright enough probably means like I'm baselining it right now. And you know what? Sometimes it's okay to baseline. Sometimes you got to baseline before you get to the high marks. Life be like a sine wave at times, and other times it'd be a flat line. And as long as the flat line is on 0 and not below it, we can be content knowing that that line can go up. I don't know, let me check the other things here. Nurgle got the boy. No, I'm fine. I'm just very tired. Like, there was a part of me that's like, I could cancel stream today and just do nothing, and it's like, no, I do actually need to be productive, and this is probably the only way that I'm going to be productive. So as you can see, we're going to be doing a bunch of editing today. And oh, what's happening there? Oh, that's right. One moment. I accidentally unplugged my stream deck the other day and never plugged it back in again. Good times. There we go. Alright, now we're good. Now I can actually hit buttons and make marks and such, in case I say something that's worth mentioning. Oh, on a side note, speaking of making things, the peeps are here, to those that are here that watch VTuber content, I want you to do something for me. If you remember, no pressure obviously, but if you come across some VTuber comment, doesn't matter who it is, big content creator, small content creator, just write in their chat, you got what it takes to be a VTuber. Like, just write that. I got to experience my first unpleasant, unkind comment to one of my videos, and it made me laugh because it's like, oh snap, my first hater, I did it. And it's just like, I can see this being incredibly demoralizing for somebody. It was basically someone just casually saying, like, this VTuber stuff ain't for you, dude. You know, like you're wasting your time on this thing that I've decided as this person who does not watch your stuff that you don't have what it takes. So what I want to do with this situation, if you guys have the opportunity to, I want you guys, the next time that you watch some VTuber content, doesn't matter who it is, again, big, small, just write in their comment section, just like you have what it takes to be a VTuber. That's what I want you guys to do today. That's my, like, let's take this one negative comment and replace it with like a dozen or so positive comments in different locations. Let's try and take a silly little negative and add a little bit of positivity to the world. I know, right? Me, positivity, bleh, not me, couldn't be me, disgusting. Ugh. And also not the big boss, congratulations on doing the fixes on the house. Hell yeah, my dude. Can I put the commenter in the wood chipper? Well. Sorry. Just remember a really dumb joke. The other day I was carpooling with somebody, and we made the joke that his vehicle was completely powered, like his engine was wood powered, and how he got about 10 kilometers per tree, but then we made the joke that he has to have like a wood chipper in the background so that it's a more efficient system, and then I was like, yeah, but the wood chipper is diesel. Dumb. Very dumb. Amusing, but dumb. Ah, sorry. Like I said. The insomnia. Bleh. Bleh. Very good. I will say, though, my team lead this week was a gem for the overtime that I had yesterday. They, like, pull me aside and they're just like, hey, so I know that you're dealing with a lot of insomnia this week, so we're going to put you on a job that you're familiar with, but is easier. So that you don't have to think as much, you know? Like, you can just kind of muscle memory through it. And I'm like, that's very kind of you, thank you. Aw, thanks. Aw, thanks for Karen. And then we ended the day by just bagging stuff, which is the easiest thing to do. You literally take a bag, you take an item, you, like, kind of pinch the bag open, and then you put the thing in, and then you throw the bag onto a little belt, and that's it. You just do that, like, 10,000 times. It's cool. That I need to actually open up the stuff that I need to do. So let's try and remember where the heck that is. Yes, okay. I'm gonna start my timer. Man, why does Twitch chat no longer show the name of the person and just shows the @ That's silly. I don't like that system. YouTube, change it. End of the day banging stuff. Yeah, me just hitting things, you know? I'm just walking around the facility with like a chair, just hitting anything nearby. Just being like, that table, bang. That wall, bang. That pallet, bang. That product, bang. Like, just hitting things with the chair. Me out here freaking practicing for my WWE debut, just being like, yeah, it's Will Sleep's not with the steel chair. That's the idea. That's the, you know, that's the name of the game. That's end goal right there. Not the banging I thought, but that sounds therapeutic. Probably. As someone who's thrown some things in their life, there is a therapeuticness to just being like I remember going to like the dump with like the recycling, you know? And there is just like a sick innate human joy of taking like glass bottles and throwing them into bins and just hearing them shatter. Like, I don't know why, but there is just this. There's just something in the human body that's just like, ah, yeah, that's broken. There's a reason rage rooms do so well. True, Blues. Also, how are you, Blues? I hope that you're doing well. Thank you so much for stopping by. We will call you the Willinator. He's coming in hot. He's 2 hours into, how to say, he's only 2 hours of sleep in, and he's ready to get tired and kick ass, and he's already tired. Hey Spencer, how's it going, my dude? Or sure, subtitles, play sensor or place Spencer. That works too. I need to set this timer to that. We're gonna hit that button. And we'll start moving nice and slow. I've never been to one. I feel like I would hurt myself. I believe they really make sure that you can't. Like, they make sure that you're wearing like goggles and gloves, long sleeve shirts. At least if they're being done properly, they should be done as such. I'm sorry. There. Now we're in a better sitting position. Tummy hurt. It was abs. Core day at the gym. That explains it, Spencer. I hope that you recover quickly and that you eat protein so that the results of said gym day will be more strongly solidified. Luna finds a way. The next time you come visit, Luna D, we'll make sure that we have a bunch of glass bottles that have to go to recycling, and we'll take you along, and you'll join in on that. I'm telling you, that like of the glass just shattering, especially when there's already kind of a pile of glass, or even better, if you hit a bottle against another bottle and they both shatter at the same time, there's just an odd like. It's just comfy. It's just cozy. It's again, it's some weird internal thing. It's the same reason that like swearing actually helps us relieve stress. Like, I believe there were studies that were done that has proven that swearing like relieves, is like a quick relief to stress. It doesn't seem like it would be comfy. No, you need to do it in a state of annoyance. Although I've done it before without a state of annoyance, and there's still a satisfaction to smashing bottles, but maybe that's just me. We don't need to go to the rage room. We got rage room at home. Oh no, Dub Shadow, you can't say that. That's an abuse joke. Shame on you. Wiggles finger. Wiggles finger in peak perspective. You know, the no. No. Peeps who play peak know what I'm talking about. Where my peak players at? Sign off in the chat. The shame wiggle. Thank you, Blues. I'm glad someone understands. Fuck's sake. I see we went in very different directions, Dub Shadow. I apologize. I'm very sorry. Oh yeah, like literally just like for Dub Shadow too, it's there's a sigh beforehand. There's the for fuck's sakes. Like, god damn it, I thought I had a good joke here and it was misunderstood. Will the sleep-deprived brain not fire it? Yeah. Will it sleep-deprived... Blues, does that answer your question? I think that answers your question perfectly. That inability to read a basic sentence. Oh, God, I'm so tired. We'll see how much we get done. Probably not going to be a long stream. Yeah, sleepy brain go burr, but very slow and incorrectly. Also, shout out to Haya for pointing out the negative Nancy in my latest YouTube video. I wouldn't have noticed it without her. Go support her if you're not already. She's cool and neat. Go support her. Now I need to go figure out where in the 9 hex I was going to begin with, because we have editing to do, ladies and gentlemen. I got at least 3 shorts to make today. I want to also make short compilations, because I realize, how to say, I realize that like at some point I'm going to not be able to do enough editing, you know, not to like actual hard functional editing. And I'm like, well, what if I make like a, you know, like shorts, like the Will Sleeps Not short compilation for, I don't know, July, June, etc., and just make like a handful of those. Like, it's simple and kind of cheap content, but I know that I personally do enjoy like some compilation videos where it's just like, oh, instead of having to hunt these down one by one, they're just nicely in a pile, and I can be like, oh, what happened this month, you know? These are the silly things that happened this month, so I'll probably be sprinkling those in with the content creation. I will say, though, just as like a final thought process there, it was neat that this, like, content a day is, like, starting to bear some semblance of fruit. Like, I've gained, I think, 10 subscribers on YouTube since I started, and I'm like 10 days into the content creation. So a sub a day. I don't think that's too bad. We're getting creeping closer to that 500. That's pretty exciting. I will say, though, I love and hate making longer form content. Not in the sense that I hate making it, but in the sense of that it's like a lot of times if I make something that is more than a minute or a minute and a half, I'm like, chances are, unless this is a sneeze compilation, this isn't going to get any views. You know, like, this is for me because I want to make it. Like the Uma, like, whip build video that I did with local cool boy Dub Shadow. Like, I made the joke to him, I'm like, if it makes 20 views, it's doing great. And I checked it today, and it's at 18 views, and I'm like, oh, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. I do like doing things like that, though. It's like, oh, if it makes this many views, I'll be a happy boy, you know? Because in that situation, you get to kind of control your own expectations of it. So in this case, all I can do is laugh, because I'm just like, yeah, 20 views, something that most of my videos never make. That's gonna be the one, tee-hee. And then it doesn't happen. It's just like, well, what? To quote my one friend, it's one of my favorite lines that he's ever said, well, shit in my ass. Lunity, please, it's funny. What'll I have to come in on? You're welcome, Snappa. You're welcome. You can keep that. You're welcome. I hope it brings you much joy. Hey, Sinister. No, I am horrifically underslept. I can't. I can't. My entire week has been insomnia, where I'm getting between 3 and 5 hours a night. And then last night I got 3 hours, went to an hour meeting, and then slept for another 3. I am conked. And hello, Minerva. I hope that you're doing well. How are your papers going, by the way, Minerva? I hope that they're going. I know that you got really lucky. I don't know how many weeks ago now. I apologize that you got an extension on one of them, and you were very hype, and I was hype for your hype. Sounds like a parody action movie hero quote. True, Snap. And the other thing that I really enjoy about it is there's 2 ways to approach it, at least. The one is, you know, like, well, the fecal matter in my butt, you know, like that. But also, you know, the equivalency of just like, you know, like, well, over milk my coffee, you know, like the statement towards someone else, implying that someone else is pooping into their butt. And that makes me laugh because it's so ridiculous. Oh god, I'm so tired. Oh lordy. Alright, let me see. What am I working on the first? Here we go, chat. We can do it. Oh, that's right. Jump scare redeem. Let's fucking go, boys. Let's heckin' go. Also, Haya, good luck with what you're working on. Boop. There we go. It really is on par with the Rock saying, "I'm not supposed to die" in the Doom movie. Like, yeah, like it's goofy. Hiya, please. I'm supposed to be the ace-coded degen. Please, you're supposed to be nice. Using that. Now you're just making me think of Dragon Ball Z Abridged. As I reveal my giant monkey form. Oh, thank God! I thought he was gonna say penis. Ace-coded gremlin team. Let's go! I'm gonna get it. Last February I went through a 2-week period where I only slept 20 to 30 minutes a night. If I was lucky, and one day the horrible pattern just broke and I was seeing and feeling shit. During week 2 that weren't there and my paranoia went through the roof. Dude. Okay, so on Thursday, the job that I was on required me to be near people and communicate with people at all times, especially near the end. My social battery ran out 4 hours into a 10-hour shift. And at the very end, we had to do like we had to do 3 things, or we had to complete 3 product, and you're only allowed to have the volume of the radio at a certain level, like by management's like decree. But what our team lead does sometimes is they get someone to just close the door of the area that we're in and just cranks it. And they decided that at the last 2 hours of that shift for finishing that product was to basically turn the place into a dance party. And all I wanted to do is be alone in a dark room with like a book. You know what I mean? Like, I just needed to be so far away from people in that moment, and I physically couldn't because I was a pivotal component to make sure that product was being produced. So I couldn't leave. At one point, I was just straight up leaning against a storage rack, staring at one object and just vanishing because I just couldn't be there. Like, I basically forced myself to space out because I was crashing really hard. And I was gone long enough that my team lead had to walk over to me and like put a hand on my arm and be like, "You good?" I'm like, "I just need to not be here right now." And they're like, "I understand. We do need you to do this one thing pretty soon though." And I'm like, "I understand. Just let me be gone for a little bit longer." And they're like, "Okay, we're gonna keep doing our thing." And I'm just like, "Thank you." Like I said, that team lead tries to work within everybody's limitations, and they're a great team lead. I do love the fact, though, that that team lead is like this 5'5", 100-pound woman with a face that would make, like, you know, like, what was that guy's name? The actor for The Mountain, the big bodybuilder guy, who's like fucking like 6'8" or whatever. Like, she, with just her resting bitch face, would make that guy uncomfortable. Like, oh, I need to not mess with her. Like, that woman will do things to me that science hasn't figured out yet. Yeah, the Mountain from Game of Thrones. Like, my team lead, everyone has a story of the time they were scared of my team lead, even though she hadn't done anything. She just existed, but she just, like, protrudes like this "don't fuck with me" energy. Like, I had a teacher like that in high school where she was like 5'2", but she had the presence of like a 10-foot tall person. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't mess with her. And the same thing with my team lead. And on Friday, we were figuring things out. Yes, I think that is who we're talking about, not the big boss. Let me just quickly Google just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that is exactly who I am referring to. Let me check. Yes, him. Like, she would make that guy do a double take if there was ever an altercation. And she's just walking, and she does the thing where, like, if she notices that people are either being quiet or they look like they're paused, she'll normally be like, "Are you good, name?" Like, not in a way of like being upset with them, just like, "Do you need help with anything? Like, I am team lead, I can make things easier for you, you just need to say so." And on Friday, we were having some difficulties and we were working on something. And she comes over to me and is like, "Will, you good?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I paused and I'm like, "Are you good?" And she just, there's this moment where she, you know, when you can see that someone's pondering whether or not it's good for them to share something. I think everyone here has experienced that before, you know, where there's that moment of like, and then she takes a step closer to me to make sure that no one else can hear. And then she spends a solid, like, 30 seconds just venting a situation that is happening in our facility right now. And then just goes, "Okay, I have to get back to work." She's just 180s on her heel and, like, rushes off to go do something else. And I'm like, "Aw, that sucks. I'm sorry that's happening to you." The thinner we are, the more rage we have. It's true. It's a truth I saw. As a 5 foot nothing woman. Heck yeah, Blues, get him, get him. My team lead was the same, but I like to play with fire. And short ladies have a way of seeing who's the prick attitude, but works like a dog, aka me. So we get along swimmingly. I've had that, but I've done things like that before a little bit, just to tease. But people that I respect, I try not to tease if I can help it. You can see them evaluating if it's appropriate to step out of the role, to be honest, for a quick moment. That is exactly what happened, Haya. Like, there was a joke. There was another team lead that came in at one point, and the two team leads were talking to each other. And there was like two other peeps that were kind of nearby that were like semi-participating in the conversation. And then the second team lead was just like, and this situation is really... I have to be impartial. And then they walked out of the room. Like, they literally, like... when the team leads know where they have to stand, like, professionally, but also they're people who are like, no. Oh, I'm mad, but I can't say anything, but I'm mad. You helped by letting her vent. That's great. Well, I hope it helped, because that situation sounded very irritating. Like, it was definitely a sitch. That she told you was big trust, and you really helped her by asking, I think. Oh, yeah. She has several people in our shift where she can confide in them, and somehow I've been put on that list. I don't know how I got there, but somehow I've been put on that list. Yeah, don't mess with short people. Yeah, Lunity, except I mess with you, so maybe I'm being the unreasonable one. Off topic, but the Will Sleeps Not chat bot should be called the Will Sleeps bot. All right, bucko. I will make a note of your very good idea and call it my own when the time comes. And hey, Roland. Yeah, short people. Except for Lunity, she's just a gremlin who growls like a kitten. No threat at all. No, she's scary. Have you seen her? She's got like teeth and stuff. She'll hang. There you go. Like not the big boss said. Lunity seems like an ankle biter. Oh goodness, we got a Borky boy outside. Oh, he's real cranky. Actually, I'll be right back. I actually need I need to know. I need to know. I need to know if it's the dog from the third floor. One moment. Couldn't see, RIP. Nah, I could defeat Lunity in hand-to-hand combat. It's only because that's all she can reach. We are perfectly safe. Dog of Lunity and my uppercut can only reach the dangers between the legs. Oh no! Not the big bosses. What is his name? Johnny Cage? Yeah, La Chancla. The most dangerous weapon known to man. Alright. My god, that's right. People out here thinking that there should be a jump scare or redeem. You psychos. Oh yeah, Blues. I remember the one video. What is it? The kid said something and like the mom's on the street and the kid runs and they take a shoe with like their chancla off and just go and you just kind of see just perfectly on top of their head. It's just like, god dang. I know this part. I can edit this pretty fast. I also realized that for some reason that like $5 thing is just such an oddly like universal thing. And now that I'm looking at the short that I'm editing, it's just like I did just casually choose the $5 mark. And now I'm thinking about the frickin' $5 a month. How do you have hours of time to watch YouTube content, but you don't have, or like Twitch content, but you don't have $5? The controversy of like, at this point, I don't know, like 7 years ago. When did that even happen? When did the $5 a month thing happen? Hold on, now I must know. What was her name again? I love that Google knows what I'm talking about, because when I type $5 a month and then write Invader, like Invader, it's just like, oh, you mean Invader v Bad Bunny. And then if I hit enter, it's like, there are no selections to this. And it's like, what? Stop it. Okay, so it was 5 years ago, roughly. Hold on, I must see now. I must see what this is. We live in such a strange world. My goodness. Sorry, I was just glancing over that because my brain's gonna be hyper ADHD. If I get all three of the shorts done today, I'll be surprised. But we're gonna try. Also, I know. Also, on a side note, this is gonna be my my stream. How to say it? My streamly reminder to people. That we are entering the part of the year where people start being affected by SAD, seasonal affective disorder. Make sure you guys are taking care of yourself, drink extra water, try to go for walks if you can, try to get as much sunlight in the shortening days as you can. Also make sure to try to get access to some vitamin D supplements or a sun lamp. It should, depending on who you are, should help mitigate some of those emotions and just the turbulence that comes with that. But most importantly, just take care of yourself, give yourself pause, make sure you're actually, you know, like acknowledging what's happening and taking steps towards ensuring that you work towards minimizing that. Anyway, that's the end of my PSA. We're going back to work, to being productive. Also, hello, Cobalt. Thank you very much for the stretch and the hydrate. I appreciate it. Treat yourself as you would want your friends to treat them. That's a mantra I need to learn at some point, Haya. That does not happen in this household. Points to my own noggin. I know it makes me feral. What do you mean? I'm doing great, Haya. I'm doing great. Oh, hold on. I need to message Haya something that's gonna make her even more upset. 1 second. I need to I need to message her something else that's gonna upset her greatly. Lol, trauma dump incoming. Get hecked, Haya. Ah, perfect. Alright, good luck, be brave, Haya. I'm sorry. Also, I didn't do the stretch check couple. I appreciate it. You can't do it, Haya. Your stream shed isn't ready yet, so you ain't got nothing on me, madame, mevrouw Hyacinth. Cobalt, you stay out of this. In fact, literally the short that I'm making right now, it ends with me shouting that I'm gonna throw a bag of spiders at you. So you be careful there, Cobalt. Past me is ready for your shenanigans. Specifically to bully Will Harder. Do it. I think I've said before that I don't mind being the heel at times if it means either people are having fun or it is pushing somebody to follow their passions more. And if in this case I need to be the heel specifically to give Haya the drive that she needs to finish her shed so that she can go back to streaming, which is something that she loves doing, I am okay with being the bad guy. To quote a certain someone, I guess every superhero need his theme music. Coming out of Will's walls to throw an open bag of spiders at his ceiling fan. Joke's on you, Haya. The frickin' pharaoh ants are starting to come back in my apartment, and I can't figure out what's causing them to come here, so you can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. I have ants. I'm gonna have to spend a portion of tomorrow just like deep cleaning my apartment to figure out where potentially they're coming from, though I suspect it's one of my neighbors and I can't really defeat this in any way, shape, or form. we go. Okay, now we're good. All right, back to editing. Back to the devil's work. Man, I gotta go back and see how that ASMR content creator is doing. Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? It's Sinister. Again. Sleepy nights, gather round, everyone to the round table where we need to have a chat again about locking doors. Speaking of locking doors, that's right. This is going to be a 5 minutes of work, 15 minutes of story. Yesterday, I was finished my shift, and there were a bunch of fellas that wanted to go to like a food place nearby, and they had been bugging me the entire shift, just like, well, Will, you're gonna go, right? And I'm like, no. I have no issues with being vulnerable to some degree, and I'm totally okay with just like, no, I don't want to go out and socialize. I want to go into a dark room and play an MMO for 6 hours. That's what I want to do. I want to be near no one and eat pretzels, water, like drink water, and play a grindy MMO where I can just turn my brain off. That's what I want to do right now. So I told them that. So they're just like, well, I mean, if we bug you enough, you'll eventually say yes. And kudos to the guy who started that. At the end of the day, he asked one more time, and I was just like, no. And he was just like, yeah, sorry, man. We were just fucking with you. And then he gave me like a fist bump, and he's like, we're going to head out. You have yourself a good night. And I'm like, all right, man, thanks. But, what is it? And good luck, Haya. And you will in fact be stinky. You know what? I will wear a stinky badge in your honor. Doesn't even have to be redeemed. I'm just gonna put it right in there, just right over the old heart. It's a little bit hidden, and we're gonna put it up a little bit higher just for the sheer purpose of it being easier to be seen. But so then I'm like, well, the goobers are gonna potentially still keep bugging me, like some of the other fellas. So what can I do? Well, from our lunchroom, there is this little side exit that leads to a trailer. It's just a one-way entrance. Like, you only can get through one door. How dare you, Dub Shadow? Fine. Spoopy it is. 'Tis the spoopy season, after all. And I like to go in there during lunch because that room is normally pretty quiet, and I can sit down and read, like, a TTRPG, like, rule book, or I can draw, or I can just sit quietly, like, whatever it happens to be. Sometimes people break those rules, and it makes me want to... not important, though. But, so I go there, and I read a little bit, and because I'm waiting for my ride, who's not done for, like, another 30 minutes. I get done 30 minutes before they do. And about 20 minutes later, I'm like, well, I should at least be out and go get ready. So I step out of the trailer, I go to the door, from that side you have to boop like a little like card sensor, like your security card, and it'll unlock the door and you can pull it open, and it goes boop, and there's no click. And I'm like, huh, pull handle, nothing happens. Tap card, boop, no click, pull handle, nothing happens. And I'm like, oh, fuck. God damn it. Because there's only one door. There is one door in and out. So, I sit down in front of the door. Because there's also like a window that you can kind of see into the lunchroom. And I just text one of my coworkers who's done also in 30 minutes. And I go, hey, if you're one of the first people to show up in the lunchroom, I need you to open up the door to the trailer because it's locked. And then I sit there and I wait for 6 minutes. No, I was there for 12 minutes. So it was a bit before 20 minutes before. Or 20 minutes into the hour. And thankfully, one of the guys from weekend shift happened to show up early so that he could eat a lunch beforehand. So, duck, duck, duck. He looks over. I just point at the handle and he just kind of tilts his head like he doesn't get what's going on. And I just point at it again. He's like, like, confused, but walks over and pushes open the door. And I'm like, thanks, man. Door was locked. And he's like, oh, how long were you there for? I'm like, don't worry about it. Got the smoothest escape. Only one person was aware, and I don't think they even realized the significance of the situation. No one else witnessed it. Smooth criminal escape from my confines. I could prison break, chat. Easily. Hey, Brian, how's it going? Could have been an hour. It could have been. That's why I'm so glad that there's a half an hour difference between the two. Hell yeah, Brian. Sounds like you've had a good day today so far. Well, to be fair though, Lunady, I did have the book. So it's not like I didn't have anything to do. I just couldn't mentally do it because I'm like, well, what if I miss somebody walking in? You know? Like, nope, I gotta focus. Let me see, and then I need that. This one's an easy short, luckily, so we'll be able to zoom through this pretty quickly. It'll just always, as per usual, come down to the subtitles. We're not even going to get this done in the first hour, because I talked too much. Too many words were spoken. R.I.P. my productivity. But also, like, you know, is what it is. Huh. Here. And then we let it do its, okay, not quite let it do its thing, but close. Oh, so close, Chad. There we go. Okay, now we're letting it do its thing. I didn't know there was a 9th. Wait, Sinister, was it any good? I'll never play it, but I can think of like 2 or 3 people that would be interested in this. Tell me more. Ba-ding. They're going back to the horse. Can't wait to find someone to play it for me. That's what I mean, Lunady. For you, it would probably be Burner. Maybe Dorn. Eccentric, maybe, if he was willing to. I know that Ignis would love to play it. I had another name that came to mind, and now it's escaping me. employed, so I'm not sure why you were embarrassed for being locked up. Oh, specifically, Cobalt, because I work in a blue-collar, job, and that is ammunition to be mocked. It wasn't about being locked, it was about being where I was locked. Like, in blue-collar work, you're going to eventually be known as somebody, and that thing will haunt you forever, and I'm like, I really don't want to be the guy who got locked in the trailer. You know, like, I'm willing to be a lot of things, but I'm not willing to be the guy who's locked in the trailer. Like, the catastrophe brain just takes over, you know, and it's just like, oh, good God. Is there any glass in this frickin' place so I can end myself before dealing with that? Oh, that's right, Luna D. Yeah, because Burner is Silent Hill. Sorry. I got horror game confused with horror game. You know what I mean? And don't worry, I see the ads. And to the 2 mods in chat, don't worry, I see the ads. Oh, Burner also does Dead Space. I didn't know that. That's new information to me. All right, everybody, though. We need to take a quick little 3-minute break if you guys can or able to. If you get up and stretch, grab yourself some neat, grab yourself some drink. Make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. I will be back ASAP. BRB. Bam, we're back. Pardon the wait. Sinister, you monster. Thank you very much. I appreciate the donation. It's very kind of you. Let me see. What am I all missing here? I'm on mobile right now. So I know. He loves Burnitology. Oh, yeah, now that you say that, Lunity, actually. Weirdly enjoying streamers who do this as a sidekick more than any full-time streamers. Like, I want to be able to relate to some degree, and that's what I've picked, I guess. No, that seems reasonable. And again, thank you very much. Please don't tell my wife. I won't tell your wife nothing. This is between us. This is between us, Sinister. Zip. There we go. And thank you for the strikes in the hydrate, by the way, Cobalt. Just did the hydrates, so this is good. Oh, well, so glad that I've had a mostly quiet week after all the action from the previous week. We love ourselves a quiet week at times. Absolutely. Well, I just suddenly learned I have a new task that I need to get done later as well. Boo earns. Wow. I'll virtually slap you. Sleep does not mix well. Caffeine for most people. I mean, you're right. I mean, I'm drinking some like semi-caffeinated tea at the moment, but mostly just because I want tea. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I'm feeling Earl Grey today. This is not like a consciousness thing. This is a like, I want that flavor. That's what I want right now. I was debating between it and Orange Pico, and I'm like, yeah, we're doing Earl Grey today, I think. I need something nice and bitter. You know? I want a bitter tea today. Okay, I'm gonna hit this button. And then I'm going to hit my start working button because I totally forgot to hit that button. So now we got to change that number a little bit. There we go. All right, everybody, we're going to get to work. I'm going to see what I can all get done. I will see you guys on the other side. Boop. And boop. I had enough time to unmute. Excuse me. We will continue now with our productivity. I see. It's going to be one of those situations. Excuse me. Unironically, though, that frickin' sneeze compilation I think already has like 200 something views. My sneeze compilations get views. It's weird. They just do. It's strange and I don't understand, but I don't know. The comments on that video seem to suggest that people actually really enjoy it. Like it makes their day better. So it's like, I'll keep making them if people are getting joy out of this. That seems reasonable to me. Okay, now we're going back to work. God, I wish you guys understood how incredible that timing was. My song just went into this hard breakdown and then went, wake up! And then ping! It knew, chat. It was prepared. It startled me is what it actually did. I was not prepared for this. Also, welcome home, Dub Shadow. I hope that you are able to do your thing and get your review and your and adjust your emotes. I'm very curious about what review implies, or should I say, I'm most curious about what review implies. I'm not going to poke and prod, but I want you to know that I am immensely nosy and fascinated by whatever this happens to imply. I will now return to my position and continue working as I am supposed to. But for that moment, I'm allowed to say the things. Would you also listen to music that could make a coroner or a serial killer blush? Sinister, I was specifically listening to the song Mr. Highwayman's Thinking About the End by A Day to Remember, which, if you've ever heard the first 30 seconds, it literally is like a hard, like crunchy metal breakdown that just ends with just like, wake up! And then right as the wake up happened, it was like, bing! The timer was over. Yeah, right now I'm in a day to remember mood right now. That's what I've been listening to, just kind of off. I don't know why my freaking subtitles decided that punctuation was now suddenly on the table. I'm pretty sure I never told you to do that. Have you just... Oh, okay. Man, that system is so dumb. There. For some reason that was removed. All right, that explains a lot of things. Let me snooze ads for a quick second. You know, I listen to some metal music at times. Not always, but sometimes I do. There was, So at work, when we're working in the one area, we're allowed to sometimes request music. Mostly it's just a playlist of like a bunch of different songs that like the team lead and other people have suggested towards it. So it's a whole lot of things. Like there's like some like... how to say, like, basic rock. Blue, thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate it. 46 months. Thank you very much. This is very kind of you. How dare you wiggle your butt at me? But also thank you. I super appreciate that. So it's like this mixture of, like, basic rock music mixed with, like, a little bit of, like, light metal, AC/DC, how to say, some country music, some Disney songs, some like pop music, like it's all over the place. And the one stipulation is like you're allowed to request most things, but like try not to suggest heavy metal because most people don't want to listen to that. And you know, you got to respect the fact that you're in a room with like 7 to like 15 people, you know? Like you don't just want to be like, yep, you guys now have to suffer for the next 5 minutes through my frickin' crunchy frickin' Slayer song or whatever. And the other thing is you're not allowed to do... Also, hello Beans, by the way. You're not allowed to do like hyper profanity, like those like really particular type of like rap songs or songs that are just swearing and cussing and dropping slurs and such. Like those are not okay. And like basically those are the 2 rules. And the day that I had my social battery drained, people were getting song requests. Like our team lead was going to people and being like, how would you like this? Would you like this kind of idea? Like, you know, like, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? And finally she was like, Will, do you have any song requests? And I'm just like, nothing that I'm legally allowed to request. And she just kind of smiles and goes like, I understand. I'm sorry. And I'm like, it's okay. Because I know people wouldn't approve, but I really wanted to listen to, what's the name of their song? Deep Heaven by Becoming the Archetype. Like, I just wanted that frickin' metal intro so badly. Like, I feel like that would have changed the trajectory of my day. And I'm like, I am not subjecting. It would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 people, not including myself. To something that maybe only 3 of us would enjoy. So it's like, nah, we're not gonna do that. But my god, I wish I could. Beans, go back to your collab, you goober. You have collabing to do. Also, we need to take a quick little 3-minute break because ads are here. If you guys can or able to, please get up and stretch, grab yourself some meat, grab yourself some ring. Be sure you guys take care of yourselves. I'll be back ASAP. BRB. Dub Shadow. Both blue and beans are very expensive. Do I need to take it in a direction that you didn't intend? Because I'll do it. Oh shit, yeah. Also, thank you for the hydrate and the stretch, by the way. Eccentric, I appreciate. Thank you, Sinister. I'm glad you know where I was thinking about taking that. No, I don't even have to, Dub Shadow. Sinister did it for me. Blue and Beans be working that street. They're an expensive clientele. Wow. Oh, also Eccentric. Due to the name change, should I just call you Whirly, or is Eccentric still okay? Or Bird? Should I change your designation mentally so that I can do so in the future? Okay, now I'm gonna continue with Eccentric because that's what's on file mentally. So I'm gonna keep going with that. And thank you again for the hydrate and the stretch, of course. Oh, there we go. There's the kind of crack that we need from the old shoulders. Okay. So where are we at right now, productivity-wise? You confuse all the people who don't know the lore exactly. Just like, oh, hey, Eccentric. It's like, who are you talking to, Will? It's just like, Eccentric. Points at Whirlybird, everyone. What? Why? But his name is Whirlybird. And me like, I'm sure he is. Where I became Eccentric. Ah, the deep lore. I'm only part of the surface lore. Damn it. Oh, almost broke my frickin'... Oh, capture's being weird. Capture, you good? Capture, we on point? Oh, capture, we not on point. What is happening with you at the moment? We good? I think we're good. All is well once again. We did that, we did that. Okay, I'm doing this. That'll be the third one done. We're basically gonna go for the rest of this hour and then we're gonna call it because I am feeling it. I just want to go and make a big pot of soup so that my my meal prep for the week is done. And then I am going to do like 3 careers in Uma while doing like background farming in Blue Protocol while watching YouTube. I'm going to flood my precious few dopamine receptors in my ADHD-addled brain until they are completely drowned, and then I'm going to crash into bed and probably not sleep, even though I desperately wish for it. Have a good night, Brian. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have yourself a good rest of your weekend. Also, that reminds me, I'm not sure what we're doing tomorrow yet. Depending on how much sleep I actually manage to get tonight, there is a chance I might just have to call off tomorrow, because Dub and Beans are both busy. And I haven't figured out yet what we're going to do tomorrow. And there is just a chance that I'm like, I just need to take this day just to like become a human being again. Oh, thank you, Circuit. I appreciate that. Yeah, the problem is, and I think I've told this story on stream before, like, I can't keep work at work mentally. And I get this lovely thing from my mom where I will have these dreams that are like that. I'm sure people have experienced this before where like you wake up and you're still kind of slightly in the dream, so it takes you a second to like process that you're conscious. Like, I have that, but I'll have that like half a dozen times a night and I'll never fully wake up. Like, it's borderline like minor hallucinations where like I know I'm in my room but stuff is different, and I'll just eventually go back to sleep, and it is really shitty because I'll just literally yeah, I'll just have that like 6 times in a night. So like an 8-hour night just suddenly becomes, you know, like broken down into like 2-hour chunks where I'll just like wake up in like a borderline small fit. And like every time I become more aware, but I don't escape from the dream. Like, I've woken up before straight up and I don't remember doing it, but like my blanket's on the other side of the room because at one point I like in like frustration of realizing these like little hallucination moments, I literally just bundle up my blanket and just like hurl it at the thing that I'm perceiving, you know, like something is there that isn't actually there, and I'm just like, oh my god, will you just leave me the fuck alone, and just throw a blanket at it. I will have maybe like vague little snippets of maybe remembering that. It doesn't happen every night, but like it happens about once a week where like I wake up with only my sheets and not my blanket because it's been hurled across the room, and it's like it's great. So, but on weekends I tend to sleep better because then I don't have the stress of work, because again, I can't, me tapping against my temple, I can't leave work at work. I have therapy homework from my therapist on how to get out of there. And I've tried it and it doesn't work. So I'm gonna have to find other solutions. Yay! You've unlocked the signature move, Blanket Blast. That freaking hallucination didn't know what hit it, Circuit. Just destroyed, puff of smoke, disintegrated Thanos style. Get hecked, dumb thing. I know that it's anxiety based because all those dreams are connected to like, oh, this thing is supposed to be happening and you're not doing it. And it's this horrible hybrid of I'm aware, like my general bodily senses acknowledge that I am sleeping. So I know that I'm in my room. And that's part of the reason why I wake up. It's like the anxiety dream is happening. It's like, oh, you're supposed to do this thing. But I'm getting the mixed signal of that dream with, no, you're sleeping right now. Like, this isn't real. And that usually is what wakes me up. Because I'm just like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why is that? And then you start, like, you know, you're coming to, but you're so, like, metaphorically, like, tethered to it. Like, I've described it before as it feeling kind of like, in, like, video games, you know how there's, like, the vines that can, like, wrap around your wrists and your ankles and kind of pin you in place. It's like that, but, like, a dream version of it. Where you're just, like, you're fighting against it and you're aware that they're there, but, like, you can't shake it off completely. Until, like, basically until my alarm goes off. When my alarm goes off, that's kind of like the, oh, I have to wake up right now. Like, this is mandatory. Because otherwise I'm going to be late. And then I've officially started causing other people problems. And I hate that. That's enough for me to snap out of that situation. It's crappy. Blech. I sat up last night and I said, and I quote, a hole is 1 foot long and I'm thirsty because it's a pirate. I laid down and started snoring immediately afterwards. I presume that your partner, your wife, question mark, told you this the next day, or it's like you said some very strange things last night. Also, congratulations, Dub Shadow, on finishing your review. Yeah, my mom has this stuff, and my dad's had to deal with it, where like at one point my mom, apparently, if I understand correctly, at one point she had a dream that, like, you know, like she was aware that she was in bed, but she was seeing this luggage fall on my dad. Like it was, you know, like coming down on him and hadn't reached him yet. And she woke up but was still in that state. And she basically just like kind of threw herself on top of him. And so he wakes up in a jump where all of a sudden my mom is just like, you know, like jumps him in like a almost protective like way. He's like, what? And she's like, there's luggage falling on you. And he's like, okay, there's luggage falling on me, I guess. You know, like, so it's like, cool. I get this from my mom. Thanks, Mom. Anyway, let's get this last short done. I'll see if I can start on something else as well. We'll see what we can do. For the rest of you, if you have something that you're working on, let's do like our final push. Let's go for like a 40-minute push. That way we have a few minutes to wrap up and we'll raid out somewhere. We'll probably change our raid message today. Remind me, we're changing our raid message today to you have what it takes to be a VTuber. That's what we're gonna do it to. If nothing else, we'll spread it through we'll spread the positivity through the stream, because I ain't letting that little negative Nancy in my comment section cause shenanigans without trying to bring it back in a positive sense. Heck that nerd, he doesn't deserve the energy. Alright, I will see you guys on the other side. And we're raiding a flesh tuber, right? Of course, Dub Shadow. Wink. Wink. Alright, see you guys on the other side. I'm not ready to be done yet. Harumph. Well, we only have 3 minutes to do things that we're doing. Ah! Who to target? I'm about to finish this one, which is fine. So we're just gonna raid out and then we'll do our thing. All right, we're gonna go support Mimi, because Mimi is currently doing commission art. So we're gonna go and support her because she's trying to get all her commissions done. So that's what we're gonna do today, ladies and gentlemen, assuming that I am not muted anymore. Okay, I'm not. I panicked for a second. I was like, wait, did I actually transfer over? Because if I didn't, that'd be really dumb, you know? Also, we're gonna start our raid. We're gonna go head over to Mimi's. Reminder, raid message is different. I was just about to type it, Dub Shadow, thank you. So we're gonna go with... We'll do that one. And we'll do... There we go. So there is the... Oh, this is a good song. Let's add that to the list. One moment. Bumping into some bangers right now. So there you go. If you are subscribed, please use the top right message. If you're not subscribed, please use the bottom right message. We're going to raid Mimi Min really quickly. She is doing some arts, so we're going to head on over and support the heck out of her while she's trying to push her commissions. Apologies for the kind of abrupt ending. I need to go before the pre-rolls hit, and I don't like it. Thank you guys so much for being here. All 11 lovely individuals here. Again, I don't know if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow or not. I'll figure it out based on how much I actually sleep tonight. So, until then, everybody, thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you for being productive. I hope that you guys are having a great day, afternoon, evening, or night, whatever time it have to be for you. I hope that you guys are taking care of yourselves. I hope that you're drinking plenty of water. And when you finally do sleep, whatever time it have to be for you, I hope you have a very restful sleep. If I do stream, hopefully I will see you then, or I see you tomorrow. And if not, have yourself a great rest of your weekends and subsequent week, and I will see you guys the next time that I see you. See you at Mimi's. Bye-bye for now.